So if we go back to Gaza before October, the food security situation was not good because there was a siege, but the severe acute malnutrition of children was very low. Less than 1% of children were suffering from severe acute malnutrition. So the most vulnerable group was actually relatively well, in relatively good status. The data that we have from end of November, beginning of December, so that is 2 months in, show that more than half of that population had been reduced to emergency status or worse. To do that in 2 months hasn't happened anywhere, in my knowledge, at that speed. So there's several comparisons in modern history. One is Syria, and the actions of the Netanyahu government and the actions of the Assad government are quite similar. Difference being that the Israelis are doing it on a bigger scale and more rapidly. The most important point here is that the act of using starvation doesn't mean that people have to die. So all you need to do to be responsible for that is to deprive them. So even if that isn't famine, it doesn't mean that starvation isn't being used as a weapon. The long-term impact of this, all the information that we have is that children in utero or young children who are exposed to this physically will grow up without full physical capabilities. They'll be shorter, their mental faculties won't be fully developed, etc. So there will be an impact on the next generation, and maybe on even 2 generations. For example, there's research done on the survivors of the hunger winter in the Netherlands in 1944 and 1945, and it shows how children who are very young at that time, are shorter than their elder and younger siblings. They don't have the same, educational qualifications, etc. But also the psychological trauma of this will continue for very many, well, certainly generations.